What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Whiskey Throttle Podcast. This is like episode, what, Tyler? Number 3, maybe?
Something, yeah. One of those.
The
Dude.
luckiest one.
Lucky number 3.
Yep.
Super honored today in the studio. We've got Devin Hess. What's up, Deb?
Honored.
And Tanner Murray.
Honored as
You
well,
guys
dude.
have seen him in here. And then T-Bach, obviously, Tyler Rickenbach.
Yep.
So, you know what we thought? I was talking to Devin a couple of weeks ago, and I just thought, dude, Devin, this guy has been on a mission for about a year. And
Relentless, dude.
Yeah, totally relentless. And not just the CrossFit, right?
Yeah.
So, but, you know, he and I were kind of reminiscing. One of the first podcasts we did in the studio when we were building it out was Devin and last year. So we thought, dude, let's take it back to the beginning and talk a little bit about that. So just, you know, most people know who you are and most people know who Tanner are, but just for those that don't, why don't you do a quick intro and tell people who you are and what you're up to?
Cool. Yeah. I'm Devin Hess and started a nonprofit where I've been helping all sorts of people. I've really been focusing on medically complex kids, but I've also helped, some single moms, some homeless. I've recognized just young kids that are working hard and doing some pay it forwards. Really just trying to put some goodness out in the world and let people attach themselves to that and let them get some feel good feelings too, knowing that like, hey, the world's still a good place and we can be a part of it. So yeah, that's what I've been doing.
That's a modest description of what he's been doing.
Yeah, he's been getting after it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just post on my socials, whatever it happens, wherever it takes me, man. That's what I just follow.
So Tanner.
Right on. Yeah. So I'm Tanner Murray. I grew up in Idaho Falls. So I went to high school with Dev. And I've been working in media for almost 10 years now, kind of in this area. And so that's how I met Kris. That's how I met Tyler Rickenbach as well. So Kris was a client of ours at my old company. So there's all sorts of connective tissue right here at this table.
Totally.
There's a lot.
From different places.
Yeah.
So yeah. So right now I'm a creative director at a local company called Good to Go, convenience stores. And that keeps me pretty busy, and my 2 boys also keep me pretty busy as well.
Detroit Lions fan here
Detroit
as well.
It's been a rough week, dude.
Yeah.
Dang
It's
it.
okay, man. We can cry in our Cheerios together.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a Lions fan too.
Yeah,
so you get it.
I do, man. It's
get it.
disappointing.
You
So, Tyler, introduce yourself.
Oh, okay. Tyler Rickenbach. So I've been here. I mean, it's a long story.
Dude, we got an hour.
Yeah,
and a half.
I know. This is about you though.
It's about us.
So I was gonna say, like, when we first started with you, like filming here, like there was like none of the. I think there was like a wall. I think it was this wall that was up. Everything else around was like in boxes, in shambles.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a mess.
So let's
And I
go there. Let's
Yeah.
walk through that. So, Devin, about a year ago, right?
Yeah.
It was almost
Exactly
a year ago to the day.
Today, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you kidding?
Launched
December
my first
3rd,
fundraiser,
yeah.
December 3rd.
No way.
That's insane. Wow. Who would have thought?
1 year exactly.
Jeez.
Dude, that's awesome.
A lot's happened in
So
a
what
year.
was
It's
it? Like, talk about your father-in-law.
Yeah. So essentially lost my father-in-law December 23rd, 2023. To honor him, December 23rd, 2024, I wanted to go help someone for Christmas. I was trying to raise $1,000. I posted it on my Instagram, just like the idea of, hey, what do you guys think about this? And I got like maybe a couple comments, and I was like, screw it, dude. I'm just going to send it. So I launched it, man. And within the first day, I think, I put in the first $250. I'm like, if I can't raise $1,000, something's wrong. But I'm like, I'll guess I'll put the money in myself. So launched it and raised $1,000 in the first day, which was super cool. And then day 2, found a family and was like, all right, like, yeah, I didn't have a plan. Like, I didn't know how to get donations. I didn't know like how to find anyone. I didn't know who needed anything. I was like, if I can't find a family, I'll just walk into the hospital and give someone $1,000, I guess. But dude, it just started rolling, man. Like day 2, I think we hit $2,000. Day 3, I had a friend reach out on Instagram, like these videos were sucking too. Like they weren't doing anything, but I just stayed consistent. I just kept talking about it in my stories and posting on Instagram. And someone messaged me like, "Hey, I want to be part of this, and we want to give you a cash donation." I'm like, "Okay." And they're like, "How's $5,000 sound?"
Oh.
I was like, "Holy, like for real?" I was like, "Did you mean 500?" They're like, "No, 5,000. We'll meet you at the gym tomorrow and give it to you." I hadn't even met these people yet. Like I didn't know them at all. And I was
Wow.
like, this is crazy. So that was kind of the thing that sparked consistency, right?
Mhm.
I'm just going to keep talking about this, and it will get to the people that need to see this. And so at that point, I'm like, I'm full sending it. And I just started updating everybody like hourly what was happening. And until I think day 5 or 6, I'm sitting in, I think it was Moana. I'm sitting in the movie theater and I have this idea come to my brain. I'm like, I need to ask someone for help because I'm not doing good at telling the story the proper way. And I just get on my stories like, I need help. Somebody in media, please reach out to me and help me put a video together. Tanner hits me up and it was one person, right? Just one person
One
that hit me
dude.
up. He's like, "Hey, I think we could do this." I think that night or the next night, I met you.
So let's talk about that. So you're
Yeah.
sitting in a theater,
hmm
and how did that get to you? Were you just watching?
I was just
you
on my
hit your
Instagram. Yeah, it was that evening. I was on my Instagram. I saw that, DM'd him, and we hadn't talked in
Years.
over a decade.
No
Oh
way.
my
Yeah.
gosh. Yeah, I didn't know that's how the story played out.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah, so I reached out and then we exchanged numbers, started texting, and then I hit you up that same. Once Devin was like, "Yeah, let's do it," I hit you up and I was like, "Hey, there's an opportunity. This is
Yeah.
pretty cool. I want to be a part of it."
Mhm.
And Chris did too. So
Yeah, we were all
That's-
in, man.
It was super cool.
It was funny because you said, "Hey, can we use the studio?" And I'm like, I don't know if it's ready to
Yeah.
go yet, And
Yeah.
so I hit Tyler. I'm like, "Hey, do you think we can pull this off?" And he's like, "Yeah, I think we can get it done." So that's pretty rad. So when he hit you up and you put that out there, you had about $6,000 is kind of what you had raised. You were like 6 to 7.
I think it was right there. Like the day I came in, because I had another idea like in between then, and I just started reaching out to people on like the family that I'd chosen, reaching out to their friends.
Okay.
And I hit up a bunch
How did
of
you
them.
find that family? Like that, dude, it's amazing to me how you put it out there and then you just had one by one.
momentum
Yeah, you just had,
just builds.
people that wanted to help. So
Yeah.
who introduced you to the family?
Someone I don't know on Instagram. My wife knew her, and she had followed me just because she knew my wife, and she sent me a story on day 2 of the Moalas, and I went to the mom's Instagram page and looked at what they were going through, and it reminded me so much of my sister, who had passed away in October of 2023, and dude, this is like the first time I'm experiencing like real emotions, I think. Because I'm like starting to connect things that felt like deeper than myself.
Mm.
And I was sitting at work and I remember having to just close the phone and drive to Maverick. I'm like, this is the family. I'm getting like teary eyed, right? I'm driving and the song comes on the radio. And it was a song that I had chosen for my father-in-law's funeral song. Like I got to choose one. And it was that song, Ooh La La by the Faces.
Mm.
It's good. And it's a happy song.
Mhm.
I'm bawling. I'm just like, that's it. This is the
Yeah.
family, dude. And I hadn't told anybody yet, and that's how I found them. Someone just sent me their story.
Hmm.
Yeah, I
Wow.
ran with it. I was like, this is it.
Dude, that's rad because like that connection to your father-in-law, right?
Mhm.
So, and I mean, dude, I think it's so cool that the reason you were doing this was to really kind of take your family's,
Grief.
yeah, right? Like their mind off of what they'd been through.
Yeah.
Sorry, dude. I'm a crybaby.
I do.
So, but I mean, dude, that's legit. And the reason I get emotional is, dude, I can remember sitting with Tanner and even with you, and you saying that you felt your father-in-law, right? And I mean, dude, that's what I think connected with me the most. So, so yeah, dude, it's really cool to kind of hear. I didn't know that part that you were driving to the Maverick and, here's your father-in-law talking to you again. So let's connect the pieces. So you reached out to us, to me,
Yeah, and
and
it's
to Ty.
it's timing's crazy because Kris and I had kind of reconnected a couple days before that, or the day before your Instagram story. So there's stuff fresh on my mind with conversations with him that allowed that to happen, where we could just connect the dots. So yeah, we man, it's so long ago. What happened next? Did I hit you up, Tyler?
I don't.
I think I just
No,
connected the two
yeah,
of
I
you.
think,
I
yeah, I
said,
think we
dude,
started
if
a
we're
group
going to
chat.
do this, like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we came over and checked out the studio, boxes of lights, like
Yeah.
you guys were still setting
Like none
up.
of this was up. It was
Right.
all just like we had like a C-stand, a couple lights.
and then
and
we
a
set up a
camera.
meeting. We said, okay, Devin, you got to come in and tell us about this family.
Yeah.
Right. So it was like, you got to get us up to speed with what's going on, what's the story here. So, and then, I mean, that's really when kudos to you two, because that's when you guys kind of went into media mode.
Yeah,
Like,
we mapped everything out, outlined like the important pieces to hit.
Yeah.
Devin sent me a bunch of photo assets for the video, and we just we locked in and started that video process.
Yeah, because this is like to raise money for Brittany and Fatu, right? Like this
Mhm.
was like we were trying to like get this promotional, almost like kind of GoFundMe story, so to speak. And we honestly didn't know what to expect at all. Like we put it together, like it worked for like what we had, but it was one of those things where you kind of just hit send and you're like, fingers crossed.
Yeah.
And then like, I mean, it soared in views. And like
Mhm.
the amount of like reshares that like you talk about that because you're the one you're experiencing it.
Yeah.
well, let's talk about how you, like, what was really rad about that is, so these guys needed content, right? They needed, so you're now in contact with the family, the grandma, if I remember right.
Yeah, the grandma.
Grandma Mary, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was hard getting that together. Man, I'm like, I got to get an in. I got to get an in to get the
Yeah.
story.
Right.
And
Because you were kind of trying to keep it from them.
Yeah, it
right?
was.
We didn't want them knowing.
yeah, that's kind of the excitement of it,
Yeah.
was knowing that like this is a secret. But I knew, like I had that feeling, right? I was like, the second we do this video, they're going to know. I didn't give a crap though. I'm like,
Yeah.
full send, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, it was. I remember watching the video just a couple weeks ago. I think it was day 8 when we launched the video, and we had $25,000. Not even launched, when we shot the video, and I think maybe a couple days later is when the edit got finished.
Yeah.
Who knows what we were at? Still probably around 25 because it had kind of slowed down.
Yeah.
You know, with 1,000 followers on Instagram, $25,000 is pretty sweet.
Yeah.
And some of that was just me cold calling people.
Yep.
Like I said, it consumed my life. I didn't sleep. Like I was
You were
cracked.
ornery too, dude. You were kind of a grump. I mean, when we had to deal with you.
Look at this a-hole.
Yeah. But what was really cool about that is, and Tanner, kudos to you, you did a great job of pulling that out of him, the story, and getting that put together in a way, because I think that was, I mean, that's the hardest part in doing this is, how are we going to tell this story? How do we get people to connect to this family? Because that's what we really want is, man, if you can help people out there feel like, I know these people and I want to help these people, that's huge. And so, you guys put together this amazing video, roll it out there, and what happened? And you know what? We'll connect the video. We'll throw it into the comments here, that old video.
It went to 120,000 views. I don't know how many reshares it had.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot, tons of comments. It was the first viral piece of content I'd ever experienced. And that was crazy for me because for the past year, I had been working with Synergy, right? And
Studs.
dude, I love them to death. And it's
Yeah.
like this, it's almost this full circle thing for me now where I had learned so much stuff under their roof, and it never landed for me there. Never. And I was like, dude, what? I was like, what am I doing wrong? I realized I was trying to build a solar division. I had no idea what solar was. And so I had a lot to learn. But as I was learning everything I could about marketing, sales, social media, the people psychology, like how this all works.
Mhm.
And I got 0 sales at Synergy, 0, and I'm like, dude, that was like a detriment to me. I'm like, I'm usually successful at things I try, which seems like douchey to say, but
Yeah.
if I put my mind to something, I typically am able to pull something off, and I could not with them.
dude, we say learning is winning, Devin. Learning is winning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's a huge point. Even though you weren't having success in the way that you thought you should be, you were having success in other areas. You were learning a lot about this stuff,
Mm-hmm.
right? You were gaining this experience of, okay, maybe this doesn't apply here, and it also was allowing you to connect with amazing people. Nate and Thomas, dude, amazing dudes.
They are.
Right? That
Yeah.
company, amazing, great leaders. And so I think, you may look at that and think, it wasn't, it wasn't winning, but dude, you were crushing it. And you introduced us to them.
And that was cool. I mean, that's the cool part about this entire story is what the connections led to afterwards as well. And the crazy part of that entire story is over the year I had been with them and everything I had learned, I put into the fundraiser
Mm-hmm.
and it succeeded.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody later told me this metaphor is like, you were in the wrong environment. Not that that's the bad environment. You weren't meant to do that for them because you're supposed to be doing this. And that struck a chord with me. I was in the sauna, and this person was telling me this, like a complete stranger.
Did you have a towel on at least?
Yeah. And it was like, it was funny, dude. But they're like,
what else were you talking about?
probably a lot of things, man. But it was cool. Like it gave me this different perspective. And their metaphor was, it's like telling a shark to climb a tree.
Mm-hmm.
You're never going to climb the tree. But if you tell a shark to go attack a surfer, like that's something I could do. Right. I was never going to be successful in the electrical world because it didn't line up for me, and I think that was the lesson I had to learn from that. And did I handle that all the right way? Absolutely not. Like I'm new to this, I for the first time in my life, I'd been experiencing like deep emotion that I didn't know how to deal with, and feeling pulled towards something, comfort, like I was being pulled away from comfort, and I didn't know how to respond to that. I'd never grown a successful business. I had never exited a business with friends. Like there's just so much happening to me afterwards that I know I did the thing I was supposed to do, but I learned a lot doing it the wrong way as well.
Well, and not only that, Devin, I think I'm lucky to know you, right? Because I know a little bit more about the story. So I think it's important for people to realize that before you were at Synergy, you were out at the site,
Mm-hmm.
right? You were a 9-to-5 guy. You were checking the box. You were going in every day. And so there's kind of this progress that happened because you were out there and Nate and Thomas kind of gave you an opportunity to be a little more entrepreneurial, right? They gave you a little bit of freedom and they said, come help us build something. So now you're building something different. You're kind of flexing that muscle and you're getting a feel for that. And you and I had multiple conversations about your heart, right? Like, dude, my heart's just tugging me in these other directions. And so I think it's important to recognize that progress, right? Because that's growth. That's really that's what happens for all of us. There's stepping stones to get us there. Would you agree with that?
Oh yeah, for sure. And I can see that now.
Yeah.
At the time, I didn't see it that way. I saw it as, oh man, I want to do this foundation, but I didn't feel like I could do it there because I have a job. I didn't want to do my job anymore. I was no longer interested, which not that it wasn't interesting, just my heart was telling me to leave.
Yeah.
And that was hard to deal with because these are my friends too. And even the relationships were strained a bit, which sucks, and they're good now, but it's one of those things that I wish I could have handled that a different way.
Yeah.
So here's Devin's confessions on on the podcast. It's again doing this for the first time and seeing something that I was actually successful in doing, but it was outside of their organization was hard for me because I wanted that to happen so badly at Synergy. But when it happened for this good, and I saw the power of storytelling and what we accomplished together with that one video, because that video took us from 25,000 to 60,000.
Yeah, let's go there now.
Yeah.
So launch the video. They see it, obviously.
Yeah.
You help launch it. It's kind of crazy what we kind of saw going on. Did you guys do any special, like anything special to launch that thing, or did you just give it to him and say, throw it out there?
I'm pretty sure we just uploaded to Google Drive and said, here it is, man.
Here you go, dude.
Good luck.
Yeah.
I don't think you need to do anything super special when the content's dialed. and like
Yeah.
leading the story with his why, you know, his father-in-law, I think was a great hook. And then, you know, then you throw in this amazing family and their story, and it's like,
Yeah.
it kind of writes itself for one, and for another, it's gonna get traction just because it's so human. It's important. I think that's really all it was. We didn't do any special optimization on social or
No.
anything. Like,
No. And I
post
think
it
it
and let
was
it go.
I think it was posted at 16:9.
It was.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was.
I was worried about that.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know, but it worked.
Because it was like 3-4 minutes or something.
Yeah.
I think it was 5 minutes. It was just
Yeah.
over 5 minutes. Yep.
So
Which
think-
for everybody out there that doesn't know what, you know, you guys are speaking, you know,
Sorry, dude.
text 16:9 is horizontal, right?
Landscape.
That's like YouTube long form. It
Yeah.
wasn't vertical, not
No.
ideal for social media, right?
Yeah.
No.
So
We did make some 4x5 cuts that are more conducive to Instagram after the fact, but yeah, that 16:9 is the one that went crazy.
Yeah.
nuts. So what happened, dude? What happened to your DMs? What happened after that thing launched? Like,
Oh man, I had so many more people hitting me up, which was cool because all the inputs, you know, I was just controlling the inputs, doing as much as I could to be in front of people's faces, and knowing my heart was in it, that it was like, this is good, guys. Like, you should be doing this with me, you know? And I mean, not everybody does, but not everybody
Right.
feels it. So
Mm.
that's all right. But I'm like, I didn't have any shame in the fact of saying, like, if you don't donate, I don't like you. It's gonna- like,
you suck.
yeah, like, but yeah, it exploded, and my DMs got crazy. I had people all over offering their services for the family. Walmart got on board, got them all of their Christmas presents. Some people saw the story of Siler, who was I think I can't remember how old he was, maybe 8, 9. He's in a wheelchair and he's a part of the family. Like, we want to donate $2,000 to Siler to help him with whatever he needs.
Did he-
Hoka,
Yeah, he got like a certain like a special shoe, didn't he? I
yeah.
remember like Air Jordans or something.
Got some Jordans, yeah. He really wanted Jordans,
Yeah.
and he loves shoes. And since he's in a wheelchair, they stay pristine.
Yeah.
So
No
Yeah.
creases in
Yep,
those babies.
no
Yeah.
creases. And he was pumped, man. I remember seeing that even in the video. You put that in the video. You guys did a great
Oh,
job
yeah.
of capturing the moment of when we went and delivered all the money and the gifts, shared the stories. It was super cool to just connect it all at the end. And that's something I wish I could recreate for everything I do, because that was like the payoff.
So let's talk about that. So, yeah, first of all, I mean, dude, how much was it that you ended up putting
It
together
was
for?
right over $60,000 of like cash donations or cash. Like, I did everything through Venmo, but I got some cash from Venmo, and then I think they had over $2,000 of gift cards and all their Christmas provided. There was all sorts of services. I mean, it had to be around $70,000 of, you know, worth or value.
Delivered.
Yeah, and not including, but the stuff that you guys donated too, like, because you donated all your time, your videos, so probably more.
Dude, Tyler cost like 20 grand an hour, and Tanner's like 30. So
Let's just say we
I
did
mean,
100.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
just call it that. So what was awesome too is it was really cool, and I didn't get the experience to go, but I got to see it, you know, vicariously through you three. But you guys took and you went out and delivered. So the family had moved to Logan, that
Yeah.
area.
Just outside Logan, yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys packed up. It was like, I want to say 5 a.m. and
Yeah, it
loaded
was
up a
foggy
car,
like this
man.
morning.
And foggy as heck. You
Yep.
loaded a car with gifts and
On December 23rd, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
2
The day of
days.
my father-in-law's passing. Yep.
Yeah.
So
That's-
talk about that. You guys drove out there. What was that like?
Oh man. I mean, it was cool for me. It was also weird too, because I realized I'm just a nobody on social media, but to these people, I was the coolest person on planet Earth. You know?
Yeah.
Signing autographs?
Dude, I've actually signed some,
Have you?
which is not to them,
It's
but like
the mustache.
it is. It's got to be the mustache.
Yeah.
But it felt super cool, but it also felt like, I mean, just deep, just
Yeah.
so good. And it was a feeling, and that's probably why I didn't want to work anymore. You know, like, I don't want to go do this because I have never felt anything like this before. And I think Tanner and Tyler were the same. It was like, how do I recreate this over and over and over again? And I mean, that's been my mission since then. But being able to go there and see that family and watch Siler light up as he got shoes and know that
Oh,
the
yeah.
family like really, really was struggling and needed help. Like, they're sleeping in a kitchen, you know?
Man.
Yeah.
What stands out to you two about that day?
Dude, I mean, I'm replaying it in my head, and I just remember Brittany and Fatu, like, there's a lot of people who just showed up with you. It wasn't just you. Like, there was a whole mob of people.
We rolled
that
in
were there.
several cars deep.
Yeah. Like, there was a lot
It
of
was
people.
cool.
I started inviting
That's your
people.
entourage,
Yeah.
man.
And like, the crazy thing is, like, we all felt like family. Like, we all felt like we knew each other. Like, it wasn't this awkward, like, thing. Like, obviously, they knew we were coming with the money, but it was like everyone was giving hugs, and it was like the most joyful, like, experience. And like, I'm trying. What's their baby's name?
Revy.
Revy. And like, I remember you holding her, and she just like hugged you back, and I was like, oh my gosh, dude, I started getting a little teary eyed, like, thinking about it, because and we're all just standing in the doorway, and you're holding her, and you're talking like Brittany and Fatu, and you got people who are just crying who've never met. We're literally all strangers, but then all of a sudden we wish came together, and it was like, I feel like I've known you for so long.
Yeah, and being in that garage, I mean, we all gathered in that garage on the side of the house, and it's just like presents on presents on presents. Like it was like the sleigh tipped over there, and yeah, you don't know any of these people, but it feels so communal. It was just for me, it was just a nice opportunity to get outside of myself, and just go do something completely different, something I don't do every day. I just took the day off of work and hopped in the car with you and went down.
Yeah.
And to just all of a sudden go from a couple texts with a dude I hadn't talked to for a decade to being in this room full of people that I didn't even know. It's kind of crazy, but it was so full, right? Yeah, I mostly just remember the feeling of that room, that garage.
Yeah, Brittany was so, like, I remember she spoke, and then I think Fatu as well, and we were just like crammed in this garage. But she was very emotional. Obviously, she was in tears, and I remember at the end, like, after kind of everyone was giving their like speeches or not, you handed her like the cash, and she's like, "I've never seen this much in my life." And I was like, it was the first time I'd seen $70,000 in cash. So I was like,
Stacks, dude.
It was so cool. And you're like, no, this is all for you. And to know that like there were no strings attached to any of it. It was just like out of pure love. And I think like, I mean, you didn't just change like their lives, but you changed like their hearts. And like, but everyone felt that. And it was like, I'm kind of getting emotional about it now, because it was like a special feeling that I had never experienced before, especially around Christmas time.
Yeah. So let's, dude, and thank you, right? Like, you got two dudes right here that are just, I mean, amazing dudes that it probably changed kind of your perspective, right?
Yeah, for real. And
Yeah.
I was actually thinking about this last night because Kris hit me up and was like, "Hey, we're gonna do this thing, this round table. Come join us." So I was like, "Man, I need to like go back and just relive this." So I went back to our initial text messages on like December 6th or 7th, and like we went and got coffee that Sunday, and like what you've done, man, has insane ripple effects. Because yes, you helped one family, but you also helped a dude who just went and got coffee with you, and you helped me reframe some stuff. And I know you felt you came away from stuff feeling different too. Like just by virtue of doing something, just doing it, you change people. And it's not just about the people you give to, it's everybody involved. You give people that opportunity to give. And I needed that then. And I got a friend out of it. Like, we weren't ever enemies, but like sitting across from you and like talking about life and like, this is what's happened to me in the last decade. This is what's happened to me in the last decade. Like it was cool.
It was.
Yeah.
I think as I've continued on with this journey of doing this, you talk about the ripple effect, and the families I help need help.
Yeah.
But the ripple effect is actually more of my mission. And I don't know how to say it like that other than I have people talking to me more like, how do I do this? You know, how do I help you? How do I help these people? I've had people text me and say like, hey, I'm going through a rough time, blah, blah, blah. And I'll send them $100 from my foundation and said, go look for someone to give this to.
That's
and they
cool.
hit me up 3 days later, like talking about getting outside of yourself,
Yep.
Yeah.
getting out of this, stop worrying about you and start looking at other people and you'll discover you, you know?
That's
Dude.
kind of the gift of serving,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
It's kind of the, I don't know. You hear people talk about it, but it's hard to quantify. I think the English language is too limited to describe, right? That's kind of what I feel right here is like, you can't describe what these dudes felt, right? So, tell me this. How's the family? Like, give me an update. Where are they at today? What's it done for them? Like, what's their life like now? I know, they're probably still got some things they're dealing with,
Yeah.
but
So I stay in touch with them. That's been super cool. One of the reasons I chose the family was knowing their situation, but Brittany, the mom, wanted to help other families in their situation. And so I knew that there would be a ripple effect from that as well. That if I helped this family get on their feet or some breathing room to where they could take care of their daughter and not, focus on money, that they would change other people's lives as well. And they started their own foundation
nice, dude.
called Revy's Rule. And they've taken care of, I want to say somewhere 10 to 20 different families through their foundation, just based off of experience, what Brittany has gone through in the medical world.
Yeah.
And that is the coolest thing to me because it was all just in like just a ripple effect,
Yeah.
boom. And now they're helping others and being able to see them. And they were also able to go to Philadelphia and get actual care for Revy. And she's doing way better,
Nice.
which is awesome. They had a really hard time with primary children's. And so they went to Philadelphia and she's not cured by any means, but she's living. She is living life now rather than just being stuck at the hospital.
It's crazy. It's crazy because I've been following them ever since, and like, I look at the things that overwhelm me in my life, and then I look at the life they're living, and I'm like, man,
It's like
it's
nothing to
a
complain
complete
about.
perspective shift, right?
Yeah.
But the cool part is, and I saw this a couple weeks ago. Like Fatu and Brittany were in Philadelphia. Brittany and Revy went home to Utah, and Fatu stayed in Philly to help another family who was coming to the hospital and get them settled in their home. Like,
The guy, both of them
Just-
are just saints.
yeah,
Like,
so generous when they have kind of no reason to be.
no, it's
They
It's
don't
awesome.
have any money. I'll tell you that.
dude, like, and on that of like perspective, like I came home a couple days ago and I remember sitting down at the dinner table and I was just talking about like Thanksgiving, and it's like we receive all of these emails about like Black Friday deals, like you got to buy now, and I'm like, we probably within this room, we've probably all of us received over 1,000 emails, from like before Black Friday, before Thanksgiving, promoting some sort of deal, promoting something. And I remember sitting down with my kids and I'm like, not one of those emails talked about like any sort of gratitude from any of these businesses who were trying to sell me something. None of them said anything of like, hey, we appreciate you as a loyal customer. Like there was none of that. And I was like, I told this story to my kids about like the soldier that I have who he was a kid and he was sitting in his home and a Molotov cocktail through the window and burned his house down because his dad was selling meth and a drug deal went bad. And I was like, you kids have no idea what people are going through. Like, can you imagine sitting here playing and all of a sudden a bottle comes through the window, shatters it, and lights your house on fire and you lose everything? I'm like, that put into perspective, like, I have nothing to complain about. Like, I look at my life and I'm like, man, it is pretty good. And then I look at like what Brittany and Fatu are going through. I look at like what these people that I know who have like nothing. And I'm like, man, I should be ashamed for like even like complaining about where I'm at and like what I'm going through because everything is relative, right? Like you were talking about earlier about man's search for meaning. Like Viktor Frankl found hope in a Holocaust camp. Like, and that puts into perspective, like it really is like your attitude. And like Brittany and Fatu are like the most upbeat people ever. But like you would never guess that they were going through something like that. And it really, I think the ripple effect that like from you is, dude, you could be going through hell. But if you have a good attitude and like you pay it forward instead of stop looking at your own problems, like you can make a difference in not only your life, but the lives of others.
I think that's kind of what you're talking about. When you send that $100 to that individual and you say, you know, go get outside yourself, go give this away, it it helps them to change that perspective, right? Because, dude, I know in my life when I'm the darkest, when I'm in the worst place,
Yeah.
I'm focused inward, right? It's just like, poor me, this situation isn't going the way I want. And the minute that you can maybe adjust that a little bit or something works to adjust my perspective, that's when you feel and it shifts things for you. So that's really awesome. I think it's cool that Fatu and Brittany are doing that. We're going to attach they've got their own foundation now. They're
Yeah.
raising money for families.
Yep.
So not to take away from what Devin's
Take away,
doing,
baby.
we're going to link their stuff. And so that's awesome. Talk about now, like that was a year ago. Let's talk about where you're at now and kind of what that path has looked like. You help these guys. You still got a job. You're still trying to figure things out, but you've got this momentum now. You've just had this amazing experience. You've helped this family. What next?
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm going to do it in a 5-month increment. So I stayed at Synergy. We had probably 20 hours of discussions of trying to figure out what we do and how we do it. And me knowing that like, I wasn't going to give up on helping people. So I was trying to integrate that to where I even offered them, I'll just be part-time, like something like this. And it just wasn't lining up. I see why now,
Mhm.
but then I'm like, man, what is going on? I didn't want to leave because I had a paycheck
Mhm.
and like it was fun to work for these guys too. But I tried to stay there for 5 months. And I remember one day specifically, I went up to Thomas's office and our relationship had been strained because of me, right? It's because of what I'm doing and knowing that I was pulled in 2 different directions. And I remember he asked me to do something and it was nothing. It was just something simple. And I literally about threw up, which is crazy. I remember literally feeling physically sick, went down to my office and almost threw up. And my body is telling me something now. It had nothing to do with Thomas. I want to
Mhm.
say that now,
Yeah.
right? Like it had, like
Yeah.
it was everything to do with me ignoring my calling is what I felt. And I told my wife, and she said, "You better quit." So what are we gonna do for money? She said, "Oh, I'll just work harder." So she's sugar mama and me
We
now.
should have Jordan here,
We
dude.
should.
She is like the machine behind the machine.
She is.
Right?
The only reason I can do this is because of her.
Yeah.
Until I figure out how to operate a business, which sucks because I don't want it to be a business.
It's got to be though.
It has
Yeah.
to be. Yeah.
So what next? You get out of Synergy, and what was the next like fundraiser? What was the next thing that you did to start helping people? Because it was fun to watch.
So I started this. There's a lot of other things I'll skip over, but I started this idea I had during Brittany and Fatu's fundraiser was we raised $60,000, but there was 120,000 views. I'm like, man, if I can just convince 120,000 people to give me $1, we would have doubled it.
Makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah. Which is the hardest thing on planet Earth to actually convince someone to give you $1, which is wild. I'm like, dude, it's a freaking $1, But so I started this campaign called the $1 Dream, to where if I can get as many people as I can possible to give me $1 or sign up, better yet, sign up for $1 a month subscription.
Mhm.
Imagine how much good we could do
Yeah.
and not even have to ask people continually fundraise and do this stuff. And I just get to share the good
Mhm.
rather than have this business model, Has it worked out like that? Absolutely not.
No.
But yeah, so I started the $1 Dream. I have a few hundred, not even a few, I think like 200 people on the subscription now, but it brings in about $1,300 a month that I just go and redistribute out. I do like pay it forward videos. And that's how I actually started creating more content around my foundation, was doing pay it forward videos, at grocery stores, at drive-throughs, at the park, just random things.
That's
And
so cool.
it was pretty cool, man. And
Yeah.
I just give people $100.
Dutch Bros, like the drive-through. It was fun to
Yeah.
watch, man.
The
It was-
Dutch Bros one is cool because that girl, I had seen her there before, and I gave her the $100, and I knew nothing about her story. Where she's been trying to save up for what I believe, I think it's a car, but She was also the owner's daughter
Of
And-
all of Dutch?
of 5 locations here locally.
Wow.
So 3 of them here, 1 in Pokey, 1 in Rexburg.
Wow.
And she hit me up a month ago and said, "Hey, saw the video you did. I really love you guys. We're going to do a give back day to your foundation on December 19th. And every drink we sell, $1 goes to your foundation."
Dang.
Oh my gosh, that's like
Dude.
coming up.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm like, what?
Wow.
Like,
Go
this
to-
is the power of just these
Dude,
connections.
Go to Dutch.
So
December
which
19th.
locations? December 19th, sign me up for a large unicorn blood blended rebel. I'll be there.
Oh my
coming.
gosh.
Yeah.
I'm going there like 5 times.
Yeah, give me a couple. So which
Yeah.
locations?
So there's 3 here in Idaho Falls. There's Sunnyside 17th and then Woodruff.
Mhm.
And I don't know where the one is in Pokey or Rexburg.
Rexburg, the one's right off the second exit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right
Yeah.
next
By
to
the,
the
by the
Maverick.
Maverick.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Pokey, it's just right off of the main drag there. There's a car wash and right kind of by Dick's.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah, there
yeah.
you go.
So I'm like, that's freaking
That's
sweet.
cool.
That's awesome.
And I asked
Wow.
him, you
Talk
know,
about
like,
ripple effects, man.
oh
Yeah.
yeah. And so I got all these business cards, like not business cards, but $1 Dream business cards that they can scan and see kind of what we're doing, and then hopefully contribute to what I'm doing now for this Christmas, which is
Don't share that yet. You're not going there yet.
Just setting the
Yeah,
table.
yeah,
yeah, dude,
yeah.
keep me in line here. Keep me in line.
Yeah. So
I was gonna say, I do want to know how you're putting food on your table.
My wife.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. It is it's hard because it's something I don't even want to think about, because I
Sure.
feel like it takes the heart away from what I'm doing. You know, attaching monetary stuff, but I mean, I'm part of this networking group, RiseX.
mhm.
I saw you there last week.
Shout
and
out to Ryan Harris,
Yeah.
RiseX.
super cool. But all these business people tell me over and over and over, hey, you can't just operate your whole life on a good heart. You have to take care of your family and you also have to grow. As a part of our human experience here, at least in our world, like the United States of America, if you're not growing, you're depressed, it seems like, right? So I feel a little bit of that for sure. But they said, you're going to get bitter. You're going to operate on a good heart until it's no longer, because there's a dark side to what I'm doing, and it sucks. I get to see a side. Now this is depressing.
Well, talk about it, because it
Yeah,
is.
get
I
it
mean,
out,
it's
man.
something that people need to understand.
People abuse nonprofits. Nonprofits abuse stories. Nonprofits abuse funds. People will take advantage of me and my giving, whatever that heart is, and try to take advantage of me. And it's happened multiple times. I've been lied to about stories. I've been misled on things. I've recently had to pivot on a story because I found out that it wasn't true.
Mm-hmm.
Dude,
And
I remember someone like copied Brittany Fatu, and they were trying to sell the story. I don't know.
Really?
I think she had posted it. It was someone that it was something similar. It wasn't Brittany Fatu. It was someone else that I'd seen who was like that we follow. But like the same thing. Like people were taking photos of like their daughter, and they were like trying to sell them, like making merch. And I was like, you know how messed up that
it's
is.
Brielle.
Yeah,
That's the second family I tried to
dude,
I tried to help.
it breaks my heart, man. I hate that.
Yeah, but I think that's the world we live in.
Yeah.
I think there's good and bad to everything. You look at this stuff. You look at a camera. You look at the internet. You look at social media. If people use it for good, like you're talking about, then my belief is that outweighs and always will outpower the bad.
For sure.
And so, and I think it's important that you learn that, because we've talked about that. You and I have talked about, you need to build a moat around you of people that believe in what you're doing and empower you to do it at a higher level. Right.
Yeah.
And I think if anything, in the conversations we've had, you're only gaining momentum. And the more you do this, the more people you meet, the more connections you're getting. And dude, there is a compound effect that happens in anything you do. CrossFit.
Yeah.
You've been doing that 3 years. The guy came in here this morning. He said he threw up this morning on the side of his Jeep. Right? It's like, and Tanner's like, how's that happen, dude? You've been doing this 3 years. Your hammies are, but that, I mean, you look good, bro. And it's 3 years of
Thank you.
consistency, right? So that's the bad. Let's not dwell on the bad. Let's talk about, dude, what did you do next? So you did the $1 Million Dream. right? And you
Mhm.
had people contributing, and they can still do that, right?
Yeah.
You built a website.
Yes.
So how do people do that?
It's the $1dream.com.
Go
And
there.
yeah, I just have it explained of, what we're doing, what I'm trying to do, who's benefiting. Right now, as the pay it forwards happen, I don't just look for medically complex families. I don't know. I'd like to still share the good with just normal people
Mhm.
and let them feel that and that kind of stuff. But yeah, after I started the $1 Dream, I just kind of pushed those videos, and then um, as people kind of started seeing this, the the Tanner Scoresby story,
Dude.
Yeah.
wild.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's crazy too because I had about I can't remember if it was like $3,000 or $4,000 that I'd saved up from my $1 Dream donations, and I wanted to do something special for this Christmas.
Tell people who Tanner was real quick.
So Tanner Scoresby, 18-year-old local boy from Idaho Falls, passed away with cancer, but super unfortunate deal because we were able to raise enough money to provide his treatment.
So he's a senior at Thunder Ridge, right?
Yep.
And athlete, stud.
Yeah, stud for sure. Yeah, I talk to his mom still almost every other day, which is awesome. And Tanner is he's like this hero to me now. It's cool because I never got to meet Tanner, but I get to make him up to be whatever he wants to be in my mind. And when I start getting down on myself or I start doubting or blah, 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 I imagine Tanner and be like, nah, dude, there's other kids out there like me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, suck it up, you little.
So, and let's talk about that, because what was crazy about his story, and I don't know, Tanner, had you seen what was going on with him before Devin
Yeah.
caught
Yeah.
wind of that?
So Tanner was actually friends with my cousin. So there's some family connection there. So I had heard he was playing basketball his senior year and super fatigued. They didn't know why, and then they found out it was cancer. So this kid's a stud athlete and gets hit by this thing inexplicably, and what do you do now? But I didn't really follow the story much in that sort. I think it was a few months. And then Devin pops on Instagram again. He's like, "I'm giving away all my money. This is what
Stop your scroll.
This is what I've got in savings. I don't
Yeah.
care. My savings is now for Tanner." And I was like, I think I was at work and I was watching. And I was like, I got to do something too now.
Yeah.
Like, this is what Dev's sacrificing.
Yeah, and to his buddy's credit, like I had seen a little bit about, he had buddies that were trying to rally.
Yeah.
He had, people in his life that were
They're
trying
going
to get
door
this
to door.
dude
Mhm.
putting
his
lemonade
friends-
stands
yeah.
together and doing different things, and then it just got to a point, right? And it was like, okay, what happened?
Yeah, so they had essentially 4 days to raise $75,000 to cover a treatment outside of Primary Children's. It was the only treatment that had even like an option to save his life.
There's the only option left.
Yep. And if you read my comment, when I posted that, I'm like, why am I doing this? Because I would hope somebody would do this for me if I was in the same situation. And I felt that deeply. And that's why I gave away all my money. I was like, I don't even have crap to give.
You didn't have a lot of money, bro. I mean, you had like $5,000, and but dude, what was awesome to see. Talk about the community that just rallied around you. You got people in your life, dude. I know Sabo, right?
Mhm.
The Palmers, like, dude, what did they do?
Yeah, so we did a workout for Tanner, and just the first day was wild. So I post that up, and this is my second crazy viral thing.
This goes nuts.
It does, and I remember everything I did, for the Moalas, and I'm like, well, I've done this once. I can recreate this again. And so I did. I just didn't sleep. I talked to every single person that would DM me and try to get as much as I could for Tanner. And I knew there was a community coming together as well, getting donations. And the crazy thing of all of that was everybody wanted to be a part of it. And seeing kids start lemonade stands at their back to school nights. And then Oakley Hussey,
Mm-hmm.
does a football camp, raises
Yeah.
30 grand.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
Fars Ice Cream helps us do stuff at Savo. Savo, I don't know how much money we raised at Savo, but they're like, yeah, whatever we have, we'll just open it up and give people an opportunity to give back. And
Mm-hmm.
watching the community light up like that was just wild. And so another one of those feelings, I'm like, I recreated it.
Yeah.
Like, I did it. And not me, but I'm like, hey, I got to feel it again.
Yeah.
Like this energy that I had been missing, that I knew I wanted to feel again. I thought I would, but man, I remember telling you this story, dude, but I was down on the $1 dream because it just wasn't kicking off like I wanted. And why is this? I see all these other influencers doing this stuff. And I thought that, yeah, and I was consistent, I thought it would just kick off, and I was down. And I remember I went into my shower and I prayed.
Yeah.
I hadn't prayed for years, man, like years. And I didn't know who I was praying to.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, and I just prayed out to the Creator. That's what I said. The Creator, my father-in-law, if you're listening, my sister, if you're listening, and any ancestors, if I'm Native American, you're out there, like, someone hear me and make sure that I quit my job for a reason. Give me something, the goosebumps, a cool feeling. I don't care, anything. And I did that for 3 days. Day 3, I get a message from Ryan Harris. Hey, look into this story. I read the story, or I start to watch it. And I remember just putting my phone down like, oh, what can I even really do? And then I got it again.
Mm-hmm.
And so I took it a little bit more serious, and I got it 2 more times. I was like, I think this is...
That was those Native American ancestors, bro. They're like hitting you.
They were, man. And so I had decided that night, before I went to bed, that I would make a video the next morning. And I remember driving to the gym. It's 5 a.m. I'm driving to the gym like, okay, what am I going to do? How am I going to do this? How am I going to raise enough money? And not me, but like, how do I put a message out that will raise enough money to actually help this kid? I have 4 days, and it's just little old me, like,
Yeah.
I think at this point I had 3,000 followers, maybe. I don't know.
Mm.
But I had that deep feeling of all that money you've been saving for Christmas, give it away. I was like, freak, dude, it took me forever to get here. And I was like, sure, like fighting inside my head. I'm like, no, you do it. Okay. So I got on my freaking camera when I got home from the gym and started bawling and gave away all my money, man. And it was one of those things that I remember being told, like, I had this feeling like it'll all come back. It'll all come back. And the cool part of that story is it has. But we were able to create a community just movement
Yeah.
in honor of Tanner. And the cool thing, and I don't feel like Missy would be upset with me telling the story, but they said it's been really hard for them, right? Obviously, you lose a son, and the only comfort they've had, through some of this is, watching a community come together, but knowing that Tanner's story was known. And not only that, like, in his patriarchal blessing, it talked about how it would be known around the world. And now his story went to 69 different countries that I counted. And knowing that what I'm doing still to this day is honoring that. And that's why I get to have this larger than life figure pushing me from the other side of the veil, whatever you want to call it, to don't let people forget, that we're here and we're here to help.
Yeah, that's what it's all about, man. Like, just making a difference in people's lives, and like, we're obviously all feeling that, and it's like a hard one to work through, because I mean, like you said, there is a dark side to all of this stuff that people take advantage, and like you were saying, Kris, like, we feel the most alone when we only think about ourselves, and it's like you got hit upside the head by your ancestors, whoever was knocking on your door. And I mean, it's amazing that you've been able to reach the amount of people. And like, I mean, you said that it's just little old me, but it's like, dude, you're not just, like, your voice does matter, and it's like made a huge difference in people's lives. Like, I mean, Idaho Falls isn't that big, but I mean, what you're doing is way more than just Idaho Falls.
It's
The crazy thing as well is I've actually, in the last 2 months, I've had 2 different situations where someone's come to me and been like, hey, have you heard of this Devin Hess guy?
Oh, really?
Like, people in the community, and it's like, that's crazy. Because,
Dude,
like,
that's
I was with you when you were like writing this up. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. I just know I want to tell stories, and I know I want to connect people, and I know I want to help people. Those are like your 3 guiding pillars. And to see where it's grown to where like people are coming up to me like, have you heard of Devin Hess? Like, that's crazy.
It's a household
And it's only
name,
been a
man.
year.
Yeah, dude, you built a small army, right? You
For
got
real.
people that
Yeah.
are like just watching. And the other rad thing that you were able to do was, and dude, he was down, right? This dude,
Yeah.
and all I remember seeing is his buddies, and I remember reading that his family had said like he was in bed, and dude, you got him up. You rallied this message, and this kid that, dude, I think he'd lost hope. I'd heard he kind of tapped out, and he's like, dude, if I got, dude, that's just cool, and for me, that's, I think that's what you're giving people is, and that's what I feel like, dude, I'm this dude. I look like this big, ugly, bald dude, and it's the weirdest thing, but I feel like I can feel people, right? And so when I talk about this dude, I'm not claiming that I feel him, but I feel a little bit of maybe what it felt like. And for him to have hope, right? Like, dude, there's this army of people back home. I'm getting up and I'm going to freaking show him that I'm going. And he's walking with his walker, and I don't know this family, but I watched that. And that's what it's doing. It's injecting hope. And I know the family's super grateful. You and I have talked about that. So, and dude, the sad part is, we lost Tanner. But dude, his story, like, I can't tell you how many people know it. My daughters know it. Everybody knows. So kudos to you.
I think it's kudos to us. I mean, that's one of those things that, good people like yourself realize that it's not just me. I may have put the message out, but it takes people with a heart to feel it and to know that we can do something to help people if we rally together and feel something outside of ourselves and feel hope again and watch a kid. I didn't know that he hadn't been walking. I didn't know enough about Tanner. I hadn't even spoke to him to know that he was supposed to go on hospice the day I launched that video.
Yeah.
And 2 days later, he's walking, and whether it's selfish or not, I take that story that you're talking about and say that was for me to know that we were capable of doing something so good collectively that we got someone that had lost hope and gave him hope again. And that's why I keep going. I don't have any of the freaking answers. I have no idea what I'm doing. It's hard, dude. It's hard being a business owner yourself. You know what business is like.
Oh yeah,
man. You probably overthink everything. There's a million different ways that you can do it, and you're the one that gets to decide.
Mm-hmm.
And here I am in that same boat. I just want to freaking help people, dude. I don't want to worry about the money. I don't want to have to think about people questioning me. That happens. But knowing that the hope we gave Tanner, we can do that for others. And knowing that Tanner's helping me do that now is essentially what I wake up every day and say, like, all right,
let's go.
Locked in. Like, who knows? Who knows what comes a day?
Well, it's a good thing I own the studio because I'm going to edit all the crying out.
Nope.
So, dude, talk about how much you were able to give the Scoresby family, because I know they had medical bills. They were looking at like mortgaging the house. Right?
Yeah, that's what I was told. Is they called a friend, Lisa, who was a realtor,
mm-hmm.
and said, "Put the house up for sale. We got to figure this out." And because they didn't have time to figure out the money. He hadn't been working. The dad hadn't been working for I don't know how long, but he's a chiropractor, so you kind of have to be at work to make money.
Yep.
So they didn't have money, they didn't have anything, and they needed $75,000. But yeah, so we were able to raise over the $75,000 just through my links alone, like the internet and good people that trust me and know me, here locally, and people that don't, I would assume. I got
Because
quite
you
a
had
few.
multiple links. You had your link. I saw Tanner's link. There was
Mhm.
like multiple ways to get money to this family.
Yeah, and it was crazy. So yeah, mine, we had mine. There was the original GoFundMe that his friends had started, um, a Venmo for Missy, and collectively we raised over $400,000.
Holy cow.
That's insane.
Yeah. I'm like, it just blows my mind the power of social media and what it can do if it lands. So
And you said that was like in 69 countries on TikTok. Like,
Mhm.
I remember you naming them off, like
Yeah.
Uzbekistan.
Yeah, dude,
Right?
I
It's
don't
like,
know
what?
what these are. I know these countries don't speak English,
Yeah.
like for sure.
But it was resonating. And that, dude, that is what you're doing for people, is you're connecting them to these stories. I'm a firm believer that most people want to do something to help.
Yeah.
They just don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Right? And so what you're doing is you're facilitating it. And I think, dude, what the power is, and dude, the $1 dream is amazing, but I almost think you lose a little bit of what you're doing. If I were to give $1 a month, I don't get to connect to it. Right. And I think that's one of the powerful things that you're doing, is you're connecting people to these stories in a way that they're putting themselves in those situations. And all of us have a Tanner. Like, all of us have, a Fatu and Brittany in our lives. And you're thinking,
Yeah.
holy cow, if one of our daughters or one of our kids was, and that's the power in it, right? You're letting them be connected to it. And it's what we talked about earlier. You're allowing them to feel a little bit of that unselfish service and the reward for being a part of something like that.
I wish there was a better way for me to let them feel the reward, because it's one of the things I think I've even talked to you about is I get the credit for a lot of this, and I don't deserve the credit I'm getting because I didn't raise $400,000, right? We all raised $400,000.
Yeah.
It wasn't just me, and I know that. And I was like, there's this battle I faced of, people coming up and thanking me, getting my autograph, all this stuff. I'm like, I'm not that cool, dude. Like,
Yeah, but here's the one thing, dude, you're way too modest with that, because there's this thing that happens in life, and I think you and I have even talked about this at lunch. You and I get pretty deep sometimes, right? So, but and this happens all the time. You kind of just hit on it. All of us will have this thought to do something good, right? And almost immediately, what happens?
There's
These
like another
other-
voice.
These other
Yeah.
voices kick in. That's like, no, don't do that. You'll look stupid. They won't appreciate it. Like, and it happens every time, almost every single freaking time. And so the power is in acting, like, move now. And, dude, like, literally you've done that multiple times, right? You quit a job, move now. You're throwing up. Thomas told you to go, I don't know what he said.
hey,
You
go
take
do
out
your
the
work.
trash, right?
Yeah.
I feel like I'm going to throw up. I'm going to quit my job. Like, you put your family, and you had thoughts. I talked to you. How am I going to provide? I got these kids. But you still did it, right? And then you figured it out, and you created momentum, and then give away all your money.
It's like the exact opposite of what anyone would think.
Right? So a second time, it's like the thought and then the doubt.
Oh yeah.
Those voices kick in. And so, I mean, what would you tell people? Because I think, dude, you're an incredible example of that right now.
I would say do something with the thought, especially if it comes up more than once. You must do something about it.
Yeah.
That's leading you. I came up with this metaphor, I guess, is even with what I'm building, I'm like, man, I wish there was a map I could follow. I wish there was a map. And I remember thinking that there is no map because God gave you a compass. And you don't get to see the map because it doesn't exist. All you have is this, and you follow it. And God's going to take you to where that needs to be. And the reason you don't know is because you're going to experience things that you probably don't want to experience, but you feel
Yeah.
it. Even today, I am experiencing things like, I don't know how the hell I'm going to pay for anything.
Dude, well, dude, like as you're sitting there talking about that, I'm thinking about doing land navigation in the Army, and like, you sit down, you plot your points, and you figure out like your pace count of like, okay, if I walk 100 meters, is every time my left foot hits the ground, it's gonna be 60 steps or whatever. And like with land nav, sometimes you can use terrain association. You can look at a terrain and be like, okay, like that's where I'm going. Sometimes you can't. Sometimes you just have to look at a map and trust it. Like you said, that there's no map. And I feel like in your situation, like you're plotting the point, like where you want to go. And I feel like by the time you get to like that next point, then the next step. But it's like what happens between A and B, like you don't know. You don't know how you get there. But like once you do, then you know it. But then it's like, okay, well, what now? And then you keep like replotting your points, because it's just like that kind of clicked for me too, as you're talking about like, man, I guess I'd never realized life was kind of like that, where you don't have a map. Like there is no clear road map to this whole thing that we call life. It's just you trust the compass that you were given.
Yeah, don't ignore it. Listen to those ideas, those thoughts that you're getting, and just do something about it. And especially if it's good. It's like, hey, make a video for this person. Oh my gosh, it's going to get 200 views,
Okay.
Well, and I think that's what you did. Like that, just he threw it out there. I need a media guy. Dude, what made Tanner
Yeah.
sitting there scrolling
I
Instagram,
don't know, dude.
who hadn't talked to this dude for 10 years?
I have no idea, honestly. I just saw it, and I here's the thing: I didn't think, right? And I saw another pod you were on recently where you talked about stop thinking, just do. I don't remember thinking. I'll DM him. What up, Dev? I think I'm fairly well connected in this world that we could figure something out. I think that's all it takes is just doing instead of thinking so much sometimes, which I struggle with.
I think
So that's
everyone
some good
does.
practice
man.
for me.
Yeah.
Even I do, man.
Yeah.
Every day, dude. I still get ideas every day that I'll talk myself out of.
Yeah.
I'm like, I literally talk about this to people. You get the idea, do it. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's not going to work. But what if I need to do this instead? Holy
I've heard
crap.
some of your ideas, bro, and you shouldn't do all of them.
That's actually probably true. Yeah.
You have a tattoo in a certain area that I know about that
I've seen it.
We can put that on the video.
So, dude, let's talk about which I just can't tell you how freaking grateful I know all of us are to be like a part of it, right?
In your orbit again in some way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just,
I mean,
it's big.
It's been wild for me because, again, I have all these thoughts and ideas like, how did I end up here? Why am I here? What am I doing? I don't want to abuse this, but I don't want to lose this. And it's hard because everything's been on social media, and social media is depressing, dude. Like,
yeah.
especially when I start, and that's this world I've been in lately is stuck in my head of analytics, because I still want to be like successful at helping these families, but my analytics are low. I'm like, I can't do crap with this. Like only 3,000 people saw that, so I'm battling this weird thing that I'm like, no, I have to go back to knowing that a couple weeks before Tanner's, I tried to raise enough money for a girl to get her rent, a single mom, and we did it, but because of one person. And so that's even why Tanner's, I'm like, oh my gosh, what can I even do? I suck at this.
Yeah.
At one.
Yeah. And then boom, that happens. And now I help another family right after that. And I'm like, I got to in my mind, I was like, I'm going to pay this dude's house off. I'm going to make enough money to pay this guy's house off. That did not happen. So I get these crazy, I don't know, it's an internal battle for me for sure. But being able to know when I sit back and know what we're doing and know what I'm trying to create with good people helping me out, like you guys from the very beginning, like day one, didn't know me, is why this is happening. And knowing that whether this podcast episode gets 1 listen or 2 million, that one person's probably going to feel something and it probably changed their day. And that's why this matters. So as I continue on with doing this, that's more of the stuff I have to remind myself of: instilling hope, instilling light, giving others opportunities to be part of the good, and surround yourself and know that, dude, if you want to try this and Texas with someone, hit me up. Let's freaking do it. Like,
Let's go.
yeah, we can do this.
So let's talk about that. Anybody watching this, what do you got going on in December, dude? I know you got a big December. You got some cool stuff happening.
Yeah.
What can we do? What can people do?
So the 18th is when I'm going to launch my next big thing.
Okay.
I was able to pull off the Christmas stuff
Okay.
that I originally just gave all my money away for Tanner.
Yep.
And I just all through Instagram, I just posted like, hey, I want to help some families for Christmas. If you're a business and you have $1,000, please give it to me. And we got like 10 businesses to do it.
Yep.
Nice.
Like, it's freaking sweet. So I've been trying to help 7 families. It's a total spin off of what I did for the Moalas. $1,000 for Christmas. And so that's what I've done for these families is, hey, but I've already got the $1,000 and we're just going to full freaking send for 7 days and see what we can pull off for 7 families all at the same time. And that scares the heck out of me because it's still just me in my little basement, like trying to pull something cool off. And
Yeah.
the cool part of that is, there's been people reaching out that want to be a part of it. The boys that helped raise, go door to door for Tanner called me last week and like, hey man, I know you're doing some cool stuff. Like, can I help out? I'm like, he's like, what you got going on? It's like, I'm doing this. And guess what? They're going door to door
No way.
to go
Wow.
help.
That's cool, man.
Studs.
How old are these guys?
All 18, man.
Studs.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Way to go.
a couple of them are on missions now, but yeah,
They're probably door to door too then.
Yeah.
yeah, they're going door to
Their
door.
permission.
Hey, let me send you some cards.
So you got 7 families. Your
Mhm.
goal was, okay, I want to give them each $1,000, right? They're each, obviously, they've got some challenges. You and I have talked, there's a couple cancer.
There's yes, we got Dominic who has cancer, Kindy who has cancer, Jax who has cancer, and then Nellie is a little girl with a heart problem, and I've right now I have like a mystery family.
Yeah, you and I are kind of working on that one.
Yes,
So
and I've got a couple ways I could go. Super excited, but then the last family, I don't know if I even told you this. I'm launching this fundraiser at RiseX during a speech. Are you gonna be to that?
I'm gonna be there.
Good. And
Ryan, I need tickets, bro.
yeah.
Tanner needs them too.
Yeah, let's get it, dude. Let's
And
everybody.
Tyler.
Everybody show up. But Ryan's brother, his entire life has faced medical problems. It started with heart problems, and he's had multiple heart surgeries. He also got cancer, and he also has survived all of it.
Wow.
So I'm doing this 7th family of hope, and going through everything he's gone through, he's obviously taken a toll. It's not like he's just loaded living, the free life. He just got a kidney, had to get a kidney donated to him by his sister this year.
Wow.
And so he's still going through this medical stuff, but he's this beacon of hope, I think, to these other stories. And so if I can share that the
Yeah.
right way and also do like I don't know, he doesn't know this. Ryan doesn't know this. I'm surprising him. That's why I said like Ryan
All right.
can't know this.
Hey, NDA's in this room right now. Log it
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
So
Because I knew I was in one of those feelings. I'm downstairs in my basement. I'm like, okay, what are my families? And I'm like, man, I wish there was a way to connect with people in that room. No other way. And so we're actually helping another family in that room too with a heart problem, Jake Johnson. I don't even know this guy either.
stud. He was at my table last month.
He was?
Yeah. Good
Yeah,
dude.
Cool mustache.
Yeah.
And so he has a heart problem. Did he tell you about that?
Yeah.
I didn't know this, but he was supposed to get it fixed. And then insurance last week just told him that it's not happening.
Yeah. Well, it was what was crazy is it's because of COVID. So it was
Really?
actually part of the COVID vaccine. And there were some surgeons that have figured out a surgery, and it was in, it was still in a research phase. And so it was covered. The actual school, the university that was doing it would cover it because it was not approved yet. Well, it got approved 2 weeks ago. And so that made it so his insurance had to cover it, and the school no longer would cover it. And so he wouldn't be able to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So he was trying to figure it out.
That's
Well,
rough.
I'm trying to figure it out too.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's I mean, that's a big one. And this is one of those battles I face, right? Is I'm helping 7 families. I'm just going to split the pot. I don't know any other way to not feel guilty of raising $5 for one and $100 for another. Jake's procedure is $200,000, man. And I don't even know what it entails. Again, he doesn't even know this is happening.
Yep.
But I've got hope.
Well, dude, we'll launch this. You're launching that on the 18th.
Yep.
In the morning.
Yeah. So during during my speech at the very end, we're doing 3. So I'm giving a speech about how this all started. And in the middle, I'm going to come in and talk about these surprise families that were or not the surprise, like the Christmas families we're helping. And then I'm going to surprise Jake with $1,000 at that. And I'm going to surprise Ryan that we're helping his brother during the second block where I stand up. And then at the very end, I'm going to launch my fundraising video for all 7 families.
So if you're watching this podcast right now, that happened this morning.
Yeah,
we'll
there you
launch
go.
this on the afternoon of the 18th. And if you want to help, how do they help? How do people help?
Yeah, spread the word. There's going to be a fundraising video. Share that and get behind it. Get behind some of these stories. Learn about these people. And I mean, it's Christmas, man. Like, this is the time to get outside yourself and feel something rather than receiving, but go give. Even if it's not to this fundraiser, just do something outside yourself.
Love that.
But I think just being able to share and if you can donate. It doesn't have to be a lot. But dude, I don't know how many people are going to see that video. I had a goal to hit I don't have a 1 million view video yet. I'm hoping this is it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Like, I don't know, like,
If Tanner Murray shares it, you'll hit 1 million, bro. You're going 1 million.
Yeah, I got a lot of pull. Yeah.
let's go. But yeah, I think just everything I've pushed is all through shares, because I'm me and I don't know everything about the algorithm. I try my best. And after I saw what you guys did for me with the videos and the storytelling, when I quit my job, I was like, I will learn this. And that's why I put out so much content. And a lot of it sucked. But I'm like, I'm going to learn this camera. I'm going to learn lighting. I'm going to learn audio. I'm going to learn how to make the background look semi-decent. It's just a black blanket sheet, that hangs
Shout
up.
out to Tyler Rickenbach for giving some tutorials.
Yes.
And Ashley Hunt.
Yes. And it's just been cool, man, to see it all come together, knowing like I know I say it, but I do feel it. Just some random dude in his basement trying to put some good out in the world. But it doesn't take a lot, man.
No.
Just do something to help promote the good in the world rather than freaking brain rot.
DevinHess.me, right, is like your website, if I remember right?
I switched it.
Oh, you did?
Just
So-
barely.
Okay, what is it now?
The $1dream.com.
Okay, $1dream.com.
Mm-hmm.
That's where you can go. You can subscribe. You can do a monthly subscription to support Devin. We encourage at least $50 a month.
Yeah.
Right? So
$50,000
yeah,
a
if you
month.
can. So, dude, any last thoughts, Tyler, Tanner, before we wrap this thing up?
I have multiple families that come to my mind that I know. Like, my wife got a text like this week from someone that we know. They live in the Midwest, and they're just like trying to figure it out. Like, I think the husband's been out of like work for a while, and I just came home. I was like, you just give him $1,000. And so I think she, like, my wife didn't want to come across like, oh, we just have like a ton of money, which we don't. But I was like, we can give it to him. And I was like, just get her Venmo. Just like, and she kind of had like given up on like trying to like help them. I was like, no, just find like just ask them. Just like, hey, like, we just want to help you. And, we did last night. We sent them money. And like, that was cool. I was like, I'd never really done that before, where I was like, they need it more than we do. Like, we'll be fine without this money. We really will. And I think a lot of people around who are willing to donate are in the same boat. Like, you don't need that $50. Like, just don't go to Starbucks for a month. Like,
But go to Dutch Bros on December 19th.
Yes. It's so true, though. Just putting it into perspective, right? I think it's changing people's perspective. Of a lot of people get on social media and they're scrolling. I'm like, man, we have created this culture of literally brain rot,
Yeah.
immediate payoff, immediate gratification, immediate satisfaction. And man, if people just took a minute out of their day to watch something that mattered and helped, man, the impact social media has is massive.
Just share it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, for hell's sake,
Yeah,
just
really.
share it.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
interesting because the algorithm's built I mean, it used to be sex cells, and now it's rage cells.
Yeah.
And it's almost like our resistance to the algorithm pushing that share button. I know that sounds crazy,
Mhm.
but it's the human element of social that
Mhm.
still exists, is that share button. Otherwise, you're just gonna get served rage bait by the algorithm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I do appreciate that you always say in your videos, like, if you can't donate, just share, because it actually does help, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, thanks for having me here, because it was a fun walk down memory lane, thinking about what happened in December last year.
Yeah.
It got me back in the Christmas spirit again. Like, I'm already feeling, me and my wife have been talking about people we've wanted to help for a while, and I'm like, I want to go home and do it now,
That's
you know,
cool.
and
Yeah.
just talking about it. So it's something about being in your orbit, dude. It's just something about being around Devin. Everyone needs to get in a room with Devin Hess.
Yeah.
Just get in a room with all of us.
Yeah,
The bubble.
You're gonna want to go do good in the world, man, and we need more people like that.
Yeah.
Thanks for them. And dude, thanks for being a part of the good. All three of you and the people here too, right? Ashley as well. Like when we did the stuff for Tanner, man, she was dressing up in green, right?
Yep.
It's just cool. And knowing that it doesn't take a donation all the time. It just takes like doing something. Even though you're going to try to talk yourself out of it, like we spoke about, just do something
Yeah.
and watch how it changes you, like from the inside out.
Well, dude, we got one more thing for you. You've told me about Dom,
Yeah.
little dude. Well, not little dude, 17-year-old.
Yeah.
He loves to board.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how you're going to split this, but we got Kelly Canyon to pony up a season pass and a snowboard for
That's
that
freaking
dude.
cool.
So, yeah, I know you'll give him his $1,000. Maybe he can get some new gear. And
Yeah.
But you can't split that. That's got to go to Dom.
It's all him, baby.
All right. So,
That's cool, dude. Yeah.
anyway,
Dom's a good kid. I actually got a phone call from him last night, and he loves what is going on. You know, I already met him and gave him his $1,000 so he could go, hopefully get something on Black Friday for his snowboard stuff.
mhm.
And his mom and him called me last night, and they said, "Hey, Dom has a senior project. He's a senior. He wants to give back. He wants to do a fundraiser to the cancer kids in his unit." Or whatever it's called.
So what's going on with him real quick?
He has cancer, and I don't know exactly what type of cancer it is. Sadly, like the doctors just recently told him it's terminal. The cool thing is how many people have like been told it's terminal and lived, you know?
Yep.
So that's what they're holding on to. The dad's like, we're hard headed, man. We
Yeah.
don't accept that.
Defying gravity.
Yeah. He's like, we're not accepting this.
Yep.
And I hope is even what I continue to do and grow is hopefully giving people the hope that we gave Tanner to Dom. You know, like, Dom, you got this, dude.
Yep.
Like, and watching him, you know, call me last night. He's like, "Hey, I want to do a fundraiser, but for my senior project, I have to have a mentor." And he's
Oh,
like,
man.
"Will you mentor me?" And I was like, "We're gonna say some swear words, buddy." But yes, dude, absolutely.
That's
like, let's
cool.
do this.
So he's raising money for the other kids in his unit.
Mm-hmm.
What a stud.
Man.
Yep. And so he wants to do, he says for Christmas, the older kids typically get overlooked, not because, I mean, older kids, the younger kids are easier to please. The older kids, yeah, they're dealing with hormones and all these other things. And
Yeah.
like, I think life is more in perspective and like all this stuff. Anyways, but he wants to give back like some sort of gifts to the older kids, and however much money he raises will determine how much he can give to each kid.
All right, dude, we're going to post his link too.
Yeah.
So,
So
yeah.
I'm excited to see how that plays out. His is a timing thing. I'm not sure. Like, this is very idea of last night. And so I'm hoping he can do it and pull it off for Christmas. If not, it's going to happen either, January or February.
Dude, here's what we'll do. Get Dom in the studio. We'll let Dom tell a story, and
Oh, dude, that'd be
we'll throw it
sweet.
out there, and yeah.
That would be super cool.
So let's let him talk about it.
Heck yeah. You're awesome.
Okay.
This is what it's about,
Yeah.
man.
All right. I'm going to cry.
I feel like we just got a hug on camera.
I know,
Yeah.
dude. Brother's got a hug. Oh. Thanks, man. Thank you.